All right, we are back with the In Between the Lines podcast. I am Jake here with Jeff. What's going on, man?
What up, man? Another week of sucking in Chicago. We suck, we suck, we suck. But you know what? It was a good game. I don't know if you've seen it, but I mean, we was getting mauled, and we fought back and forced the game into overtime.
So I was at a training, and we left the training, and then I turned it on my phone. And so I turned it on. They were down by 11, I believe. Was it? I think it might have been 27-16. And they were right down there about to score. So I heard and saw them score, get the 2-point conversion, and then get the field goal to tie it, and then overtime. And
got the onside kick too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I heard all that. So I saw the last couple minutes of the game. And then they found a way to lose again.
Yeah. I don't know why this coach is not fired. I mean, you fired the offensive coordinator and you still finding ways to lose. The new offensive coordinator stepped in, Caleb looking more comfortable. I think he threw for 340 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and I don't even think he threw a pick.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, he looked good, man. I mean, you could tell that he was trying his best to win that game. We done lost 5 straight now. It's so many teams that suck this year. So we still wouldn't get a top 10 pick right now if the draft was today. So It's a lot of teams sucking.
Yeah, the NFC, other than like the top 3 or 4 teams, everybody else is mediocre.
Yeah. That just lets you know, man, it's gonna be some type of upset in the playoffs. I see it already.
Right.
It's just gonna be. I hope y'all. I hope y'all play like this, man. When y'all get that, because y'all gonna have a bye week.
Maybe. Like I said, we might not. I mean, we have a couple tough games coming up, and there's the injuries just keep piling up.
Man, y'all the number 1 seed. Y'all gonna have the number 1 seed.
I hope so. But so we gotta stop these injuries. David Montgomery got hurt this week. Carlton Davis got hurt this week.
What's going on with Montgomery?
Shoulder. I mean, like I said, they didn't say he's questionable for Thursday, but Carlton Davis had hurt his knee. It looked like, but from what I'd heard, that he was riding a bike on the sideline afterwards. So I don't know how serious his is either. I didn't get to watch any of the Lions game. I was at a training on Thursday or on Sunday. It was a mandatory training that I had to go to for being a coach. And that went from 9 to 4. So I was able to put it on my phone and just kind of keep track of the score and stuff like that. So I saw it was a fairly close game. I reviewed the game afterwards and watched the highlights and did a video about it. But it was closer than I expected it to be. But like I said, Indianapolis is in that same boat as all those teams in the NFC. They're not a horrible team. They're a mediocre team. And anybody can beat anybody.
We've won the last 2 against you guys in Detroit on Thanksgiving.
We haven't won on Thanksgiving in a long time.
Yeah, and that used to be the time that y'all did win.
Right.
So I don't know how that flipped, but I don't see that happening this week, though.
It was funny, right when I was walking in here, my son been a little sick the last day or 2, but he was in my bedroom, and I just told him I was about to do the podcast, and I asked him how his day was, and he was like, "Oh, it was all right." And he says, "Just can't wait for the Lions to smack the Bears this week." That's what I'm talking about, Drew.
Man, I can't even talk no trash, man. I look like an idiot.
Yeah.
But
it'll be a good game. Like I said, I think it'll be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears beat them. That's what I kind of told him. I said, I said we struggle on Thanksgiving, and he said, how did the Bears beat them last year? And I was like, I mean, they just they're good. They're both decent teams. It happens.
The Bears have a lot of talent. I mean, the Bears are loaded with talent, man. It's just they just don't have the right leadership in place.
Right. And like I said, their defense is solid. Their defense will keep them in games no matter what. Like I said, they haven't been getting blown out. Like I said, they're losing close games.
Yeah, we are.
So, like I said, the record isn't necessarily indicative of what kind of team they are.
But we haven't played nobody as dominant as the Lions either. I mean, y'all are dominating.
They're dominating. But like I said, the injuries just keep piling up. So, like I said, we'll see how those keep playing out. But that's what's been kind of crazy is even with all the injuries, the defense has been solid.
Yeah,
the defense has been solid.
Yeah,
and I don't know what happened to Terry and Arnold. He didn't play this week because of an injury, but it's funny. I don't know how much you've paid attention to Lions, but he was their number one pick this year. But everybody's been dogging him all year, and he struggled a little bit in the beginning of the year with some penalties. But I've been impressed with him, and I think everybody that's been calling for his head realized this past week, like, oh, okay, maybe he's better than we're giving him credit for. I think he's going to be a pretty good corner myself.
Yeah. I remember that pick. Has he played at all?
Oh, he's played he's been starting most of the season. He was just injured this week, so he didn't play.
Oh, wait a minute. I must be thinking about somebody else.
Are you thinking of the other corner? They drafted another corner, Rakestraw. And he hasn't played a ton. He's been dealing with injuries. But Terry and Arnold was the first one they drafted out of Alabama, and he's played most of the season.
Okay.
He's good.
Well, yeah, man. So we got a big game on Turkey Day against you guys. I'll be tuned in. I have my turkey in the oven during the game, so we'll see, man.
You cook your turkey in the oven?
Yeah.
So
I fried them. I fried them also, but when I soak it in that brine, though, and the type of rub that I put on it, when it comes out, it look like it's been fried.
Okay. I'm doing 2 turkeys this year. I'm gonna deep fry one and I'm smoking one. Have you ever spatchcocked a turkey?
I'm sorry?
Spatchcock.
What is what is spatchcock?
That's where you basically cut I think it's the backbone out of it. And then
then you
flatten it, yeah.
Right. I've done that with
spatchcocking. That's spatchcock.
I never heard that term.
Really? It's fun to say too.
No, man, I ain't never heard of no doggone spatchcock.
Look it up. That's legit.
I've never heard. I ain't never heard no. You cut the back out. That's. Oh my God, man.
I was hoping you'd never heard of it.
Oh man, I tell you, boy, these Michigan folks.
Speaking of Michigan folk, I told you I went to that Michigan game on Saturday, which was the best that they played all year. To be honest with you, I mean, I know Northwestern's not very good, but they look good. They look really good. They're playing good at the right time because they got that bullshit team coming up, or we're going down there next week. But
yeah, man, y'all put up 50. I was like, God, dog, that was. It started out very slow, and I was just like, man, Michigan should be really taking it to them. And the second half, what did they scored over 30 points in the second half? Was it?
Yeah, it was wild because I want to say it was 17-6 at halftime, and then they scored they they scored early into the second quarter to make it 24, and then they scored another touchdown right before the fourth quarter to make it 31, and that's when me and Quentin left. And then I saw that it was 50. I was like, holy shit, they scored a whole bunch in the fourth quarter even. But yeah, they scored a bunch. They scored a bunch. But yeah, they look good. Just overall, they look good. I mean, even when it kind of got a little dicey there early in the second quarter where it was 10-6 and they were kind of driving, I was like, oh, this isn't good. But I got comfortable enough in the second half where I was like, oh, we can leave at the beginning of the fourth quarter to avoid some traffic because Quentin had a girl coming over.
Wait, how old is Quentin again?
He's 16, man.
Oh, my man.
Yeah, he had a girl coming over to watch a movie, and so he was like, he didn't want to get home too late, so he said, if it's a blowout, can we leave early? And I was like, yeah. And so we were able to do that, and he got to have his girl come over.
That's what's up. Got him a little girlfriend.
Got him a little girlfriend. Yeah, that's cool. But so one of the cool things though about that game, so Bryce Underwood was there.
Yep, I seen that.
Did you see who else was there? Connor Stallions was there.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Wow. Somebody posted a picture of him there too, which was kind of funny. But so I've heard some rumors on the whole Bryce Underwood front and some of the other things that are happening. So one of the first rumors I heard is that wide receiver Meadows, I think he's the 5-star receiver that was committed to LSU as well. And I think I told you about it a couple weeks that
yeah, you did. Yeah,
it was Meadows and Dotson who were both at the Michigan game. Dotson flipped the day before Underwood did, but all the rumors I'm hearing is Meadows is going to come too. I guess Notre Dame is making a big push for him, but I'm hearing that he's coming to Michigan. So I have heard that Jaden Davis is going to transfer out, which is kind of what we expected. But here's the crazy thing that I heard today. So the crazy thing that I heard today was they had said that maybe it was 2 games ago, they had said that Underwood's parents were actually at the Michigan game, but nobody knew it was them. And they said that they met with the coaching staff and all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of set in place then. And then the fact that Underwood actually, Belleville lost their game last week to Detroit Catholic Central, so they're out of the Michigan playoffs. They said Underwood was at the campus all last week, following the coaches around. It was kind of under wraps. Nobody really knew it. But they had said that he had actually made the decision after those couple of days, and then reported it on that Wednesday. But they said he was there all week. But the other thing that I've heard, and this was what's kind of crazy to me, is they said that the plan is to redshirt him.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, they said the plan is, and they said that, and I said, does he and his parents know that? And my source is saying that yes, that's the plan. The plan is they're going to get a transfer quarterback, a transfer portal quarterback, that Dave Portnoy's paying for the transfer quarterback for 1 year, and then he's going to come out and plan on playing the next year.
Oh, man. Okay. Breaking news. ESPN. Let's see what this is about.
You just got something right now?
Yeah. It's just about the rankings.
Oh.
Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State remain at the top.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Yeah. So, man, you had me so excited. Now you just brought me down with the red shirt news.
And that blows me away too, because the rumor I heard he's actually getting like closer to $12 million. To give him $12 million and say, hey, you're gonna sit year one, that's kind of weird to me. But
oh no, man, that don't sound right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, they could
12 million and what, for 3 years?
Yeah, it could be all bullshit. I don't know.
I mean, the way he was at the game, and I mean, he was high fiving the all of the fans, and everybody. That don't look like a red shirt.
No, everybody wants to see him. Everybody wants him. I mean, but that's what made that's what made that win against Northwestern so important too. And if they can get a later bowl game, like January bowl game, that really gives them the opportunity to get a bunch more practices, and especially with some of these younger guys, and that's kind of a big deal. But
Yeah.
But like I said, going back to it though, like I said, Michigan looked good. I don't know that they're going to look good enough to beat Ohio State. But let's kind of look into the future here for a second. Let's say that they did beat Ohio State next week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Ryan Day gets fired?
Man, that's a good question. I think it's very possible. He hasn't beat Michigan yet, has he? Or
I
was
don't
it
know.
the first of his first season he did?
Did he? Or was his first season that COVID year where they didn't play? I don't know. But I mean, I know Michigan's been in the last 3 years, and they're expected to beat Michigan this year, and they paid a bunch of money this year, and everything's in place this year, and it's at home this year, and I kind of feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know though. I mean, if they beat or if Michigan beats them, I mean, I don't think they fall out of the college football playoffs. I think they still there.
I think they fall out.
You think they completely fall out?
You lose to an unranked team at home. You already got one loss. I mean, granted, that was to Oregon, but
Right.
Michigan.
You think you drop from number 2 to not in the top 12?
I don't think they'll stay, man. That's a huge game.
Yeah.
I mean, unranked Michigan at home.
Well, to me, that was going to be the saving grace, that if they did lose, they'd still stay in the playoffs, and maybe they do well in the playoffs, and that would save his job. But I think if they lose to Michigan and it knocks them out of the playoffs, I think they fire them.
Yeah. So you think they can still stay in the college? I mean, in the playoff if they lose?
I think they could. I mean, it'd be a 2-loss team. Yes, the loss to Michigan wouldn't be a good loss, but the only other loss was a close game on the road to the number 1 team. I mean, there's several other teams up there that are 2-loss teams that would still be in it. I don't know. I mean,
okay. So let's look. Well, Alabama is completely out, right?
You would think so. I mean,
yeah, I think they are. I think they eliminated.
I would think so, but you never know how those things work. Alabama tends to find their way in, but they've got some bad losses too. Like that Vanderbilt loss is a bad loss.
Yeah, I'm looking at the rankings now. I don't know who you would. I mean, you got Ole Miss, but they got 3 losses. Clemson 2 losses. They hold the number 12 spot. So I don't see another team that can move up. I just think that I think if they lose to Michigan at home, I don't know, Jake.
I think they stay in, but I really hope we get to have this conversation next week.
Yeah, this is a lot of ifs and buts.
Right. A big if and but.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, and the way Ohio State destroyed Indiana, I thought that was going to be a closer game than that. I was shocked.
we talked about it though. We had said Indiana hadn't really played anybody, so
Yeah.
I mean that's a tough order for them. And like I said, yeah, Ohio State dominated that game. Like I said,
Yeah.
it got to where it was hard to watch, so I couldn't even watch it anymore. I don't really like watching Ohio State unless they lose. I guess watch Ohio State lose all day, but other than that,
I don't know what it is about Ohio State that irks me the way they do, but the only team there is a team that I hate more than Ohio State in the Big Ten, though.
In the Big Ten?
Yeah. They about 30 minutes away from you, north.
Oh, you don't like them East Lansing boys?
Oh my God, man, they the worst.
Yeah, the old Spartans of East Landfill, huh?
Don't like them.
Yeah.
Not one bit.
Yeah.
No. The hell with State. I can't stand them, man. Oh man, what else do we got? Oh, how did we do on picks?
We both kind of sucked it up this week. We both went 4-4. There was a couple, like Cleveland beating Pittsburgh was kind of shocking.
Yeah.
Dallas beating Washington. I mean, that was one of our no-brainer picks. I mean, that was really shocking. So, those are tough. I mean, I lost the Pittsburgh Cleveland. I won the Minnesota Chicago one. I won the Detroit one. Lost the Dallas one. I won the Green Bay one. That was actually a pretty big blowout, actually.
Didn't I pick the Seahawks to beat the Cardinals?
You picked Seahawks. I picked Arizona. Let me see. You picked Baltimore. I picked Chargers. But yeah. But I picked Green Bay to beat San Francisco. I picked Minnesota to beat Chicago. So that's where the two differences are. So yeah, it wasn't a great week. That Chargers Baltimore game was a pretty good one, though. I don't know if you watched that last night.
I did. That was Derrick Henry is a beast, man. I mean, when it's all said and done, where do you think he's going to finish when you start talking about top running backs?
You mean like overall?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be high.
Top 5? Top 10?
I think he'd probably be in the top 10. I don't know if I'm ready to put him in top 5, but maybe when it's all said and done. I mean, he's having an MVP caliber season right now. I mean, he's a monster.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed watching him run. So some of those stiff arms that he's done has been some of my favorite runs that I've ever seen. He's so strong. I mean, have you seen some of his workout videos?
Yeah.
He's a monster. Beast. Yeah, he's a monster. So, yeah, he's good. He's good. I can see him being considered in the all-time greats. I mean, he might be one of those guys that you don't appreciate as much until after he retires, but I think his numbers are already pretty up there. And like I said, he's not showing any signs of slowing down, and he's in the perfect system right now for his game.
He is. So that leads me to, we might as well make our picks now, man, since we talking about it.
All right.
We got 3 games on Thanksgiving Day.
We might as well pick all 3 of them.
Yeah. So, I gotta catch you because I know I've been doing bad. So, I'm going to pick the Lions this week.
Oh, okay. I'm also going to go with the
Lions. I'm taking the Cowboys over the Giants.
Yeah, same.
I'm taking the Pack over the Dolphins.
You know, the Dolphins have been playing a lot better this year, but I don't see Miami coming into Green Bay and winning. Miami don't play well in the cold. So, if this was in Miami, I would have took Miami, but I'm going to go Green Bay.
Okay. All right. So, that's Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving.
All right. So, let's go to Sunday. Chargers, Falcons.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. I think I'm going to go Chargers.
Yeah, I am too. What about Pittsburgh and Cincinnati?
Yeah, let's...
I'm going to go opposite of whatever you pick on this one.
I'm gonna go Steelers.
Okay. I thought that's what you'd go with, but I'm going to go Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared of that game.
It's a
Cincinnati.
good one.
Cincinnati is not as bad as their record is.
No, they're the same way as Lions or the Bears right now. They've lost some really close games.
Yeah, and I think they right around the corner from from kicking somebody's tail. Okay. I don't know, man. It's not really too many. Eagles and Ravens. Oh my lord.
Well, that's a real good one.
Yes. Wow. I'm torn on this one. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry. Man. Whoo. I'm gonna go. Man. You pick first.
I was hoping you wouldn't just say that. I'm gonna go Baltimore.
Okay. I'm gonna do like you did. I'm gonna go opposite.
All right. That's 6.
Baltimore is favored by 3. Okay. Rams and Saints. Buccaneers, Panthers. Titans, Commanders. You know what? The Vikings and the Cardinals may be a good game. I think that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I've got Minnesota.
You got Minnesota. I'm gonna pick the Cardinals for an upset pick.
All right. And then, do we want to pick the Monday night game, Denver and Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm going Denver.
Yeah, same. Same. Okay, that gives us 8 of them.
All right.
You been watching any basketball?
I have not watched any basketball this week. I think I'm gonna have some going here on my new surround sound here soon.
Okay.
I think it's is this some games tonight?
Yeah, I'm watching right now. Milwaukee and Miami's on right now.
Oh, and the Bulls is playing right now. I normally don't.
I just read something that they said that the Bulls are looking to trade both Levine and Vuvicic.
I don't understand why they want to move Levine so bad.
They've been talking about moving him for 2 years now.
For 2 years, yeah. I don't.
But I told you that beginning of the year that I didn't think he's going to be on the team by the end of the season. But I think somebody's going to take his bad contract. But, because he's getting paid a lot. I think that's been a big issue. He's getting paid a lot, but he can play. I mean, the Pistons played the Bulls like last week. They're both 7-11, or they had similar records at the time, and Bulls won that game. But it was like those two players torched the Pistons. I mean, I want to say Levine ended up hitting like 6 or 7 threes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the guy can shoot. I mean, he's a scoring machine. I don't know. I don't. He's average on defense, but I don't understand it. Now, Vujic, I don't like him.
Well, like
he can score, but he's way too soft.
Yeah, he dropped about 30 on us.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, they ended up winning that game. Like I said, most of the Pistons games have been pretty close this year. I mean, they've had a lot of games that have come down to just a couple points. They've lost a game or two at the buzzer. They've lost a couple overtime games, but that one was. And I think the Bulls for the season were shooting like 30% from three. They shot like 55% from three that game, but they beat them by double digits. And then I think Orlando just beat them by double digits last week. So, I mean, their Pistons are doing better than they did last year, obviously. Like I said, I think they're 8-11 right now. I don't think they got their 8th win last year till sometime in February. So, so they're doing better. But if the playoffs started today, they'd be in it. They'd be like 9 or 10 seed right now.
Oh, wow.
But there's some teams in the East that are doing surprisingly bad. Like Philadelphia 76ers have one of the worst records in the NBA. Milwaukee Bucks started off slow. They've been kind of hot lately, but it's still early to tell. But we're getting to that about a quarter of the season is we're about there already. So.
Yeah, so you got Cleveland that's 17-1.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
10-0 at home. Yeah. Philly is 3-13.
Yeah, just horrible. I mean, and it's funny. Like I said, I know when Joel Embiid spends a lot of time injured, and I know there was all that controversy at the beginning of the year where he was like, he doesn't think he'll play back-to-back games for the rest of his career, and he got a lot of flack for that. But then they trade for Paul George, who is always injured too, and he's missed already so much time this year because of injuries. So yeah, I could see them struggling because they can't stay healthy.
Wow.
But yeah, Cleveland's definitely a surprise.
Golden State is doing better than I expected.
They're doing better than everybody expected. I mean, they're playing pretty good. I've had a chance to watch them a couple times this year. They're good.
Yeah, and Phoenix is 9-7.
And that's
Denver 9-7.
Durant's been hurt. Durant's been hurt for the last 2 weeks. They were one of the top teams out there.
Okay. Denver 9-7, but I think they smoked the Lakers a few nights ago.
They did. They beat them by 20 something. Yeah. So Lakers and Phoenix play tonight, but like I said, I think Durant's still out. Maybe not. He's not on the injury report, so maybe he's back. I might turn that on. That starts here at 10. Did you see Ice Cube offered Bronny James to try out for the big three.
Yeah. I did. Oh man.
Have you ever watched the big three?
Yeah, yes, I have.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
They came to Detroit, I think, last year, and I was gonna go for it, but the tickets were ridiculous. I mean, the tickets were a couple $100, and I was like, ugh. I mean, it's for the whole
charging NBA prices.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. I mean, I was sitting there thinking, oh, maybe we can get some tickets for like $50 a person or something like that. Take the kids, see some old NBA players and things like that, and then we priced them out, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to pay that for that.
Wow.
But I'll watch it on TV.
Okay. Yeah, well, I said when they come down here to Georgia, I was going to try to check them out, but
yeah, that'd be cool.
Man.
You know, it's funny. I just thought of. So a couple days ago, I saw a guy. He's one of the parents to one of the girls that I coach on the basketball team. He's a Michigan fan, and he's a sports guy. We talk every time we see each other. But he had said, "Hey, I was listening to your podcast," which that always makes me happy when somebody just randomly talks about watching your podcast. But he had said that him and his buddies at work, they listen to it while they're at work. Which I thought, oh, that's even cooler. But he said they were listening to the episode where we were talking about shoes. Mm-hmm. And he said they were all like, man, Fred, your boy Jake never had the Jordan 4s. Oh, he's got to get the 4s, man. He's got to get the 4s. And he said they were even talking about chipping in and getting me a pair of 4s.
Oh, wow.
And I said, that's what I'm talking about. And he said they were saying something about, oh, we should get him the Michigan one. He's a Michigan fan. And then they realized that those go for about $5,000. And so they decided against it. But I just thought that was cool. So if they're listening to this, I just wanted to give them a little shout out to Fred and his boys at work.
Man. That's what's up.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like I said, I like hearing stories like that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, you got to get you a pair of 4s,
bro. I know, right? I keep hoping that Amy's listening to this and maybe she puts them on my Christmas list or something, See, I'd like to wear them coaching because my school colors are blue and yellow, so they'd fit.
Well, you'll have to buy them at an aftermarket price.
Yeah.
But you should go to GOAT. GOAT is a place that sell all kind of stuff, but they known for selling Jordans and Kobe's, and I'll send you the app.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah, sign into that. And you can pretty much get any Jordan you want.
Yeah, just might be pricey, huh?
I mean, you can find a pair of 4s at a decent price. It won't be the Michigan ones,
right?
But yeah, I mean, if you just want to, one of the old school OG colorways from back in the day. What size you wear?
11. I'd really like just the original black ones that had come out. Those are the ones that I wanted when I was a kid.
Yeah. So you can get those on there. I think those are that shouldn't be a bad price.
No.
The 4 Reimagine.
Yeah. But yeah, it was funny. I thought it was funny that they brought that up. But yeah, I do need to get the 4s though. I do need to get the 4s. See, the thing is, though, if I was to get something like those, I don't know that I'd want to wear them out. That's the thing. I mean, I guess I don't get my shoes all dirty or anything like that. It's not like I'm running out in the grass or doing stuff with them, or I'm not going to actually play hoop in them.
I don't wear them in the winter.
Yeah.
If I was up there and it was like if I thought it was going to snow or rain, I don't do it.
So my wife is the last couple of years. So Michigan puts out like a signature, just a Nike, almost like a running shoe type shoe every year with a Michigan logo on it every year. And she's gotten me the Michigan shoes for the last 3 years. Like this year is a pair of Air Maxes that are sharp. They got the little Michigan logo on them. But last year they were like the Nike Air Pegasus, which is a running shoe. Those were a Michigan one. I got one other pair. And then last year she got me a pair of the for coaching, the Air Force One low tops, which are Michigan colors, and those are sharp. Well, I've got all sorts of Michigan and blue and yellow shoes. But if you see me though, I wear blue and yellow all the time anyway, so I guess it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, that's a good colorway to have.
Right.
I got some Michigan gear myself. Well, you seen it. But yeah, I like Michigan, man. They colors are I always see that the concept jerseys where they just all maize, with the blue stitching.
Yeah.
Man, I wish they would do that, man. That'd be dope. Man, oh my God.
Now their basketball team is looking solid this year. I've got a chance to watch a couple of their games, and they're looking good. I think they're
really.
Yeah, I think they're 5-1, 6-1 right now. They just beat Virginia Tech last night. Who did they lose to?
Man, I have not watched any college hoops either.
Yeah, I've been watching. There's some. Kansas is looking good. Houston looks good.
Who's ranked number 1?
Kansas. They're solid.
That's typical.
Yeah, Duke is solid. Let's see. I think Iowa State might have a good team this year. There's a lot of good teams. Duke's good. Kentucky's good. A bunch of the standard ones. But Michigan plays on tomorrow, I believe. They play Xavier. Xavier's ranked, so that'll be one of the first ranked teams they play. They're 6-0. Michigan's 5-1. It's one of those Fort Myers tip-offs. So I'll be checking that out tomorrow.
Michigan State is not ranked?
No. Actually, the Big Ten doesn't have anybody up there really this year.
Well, they overrank Michigan State every year anyway, so I'm glad that and they normally come in ranked pretty high.
Yeah,
every year.
They didn't start the season ranked. They played Kansas earlier this season. Kansas beat them, but it wasn't like a blowout or anything like that. But they just lost to Memphis tonight. I was watching that literally right before we started this podcast.
Michigan State did?
Yeah. So Michigan State's 5-2, I think. But the highest ranked Big Ten team is Purdue, and they're at 13. They got Purdue's ranked 13th, Indiana's ranked 14th, and Wisconsin's 15th. That's the only ranked teams in the Big Ten. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, but Alabama, I think, has a good college basketball team. Houston's been good for the last several years. Connecticut, defending champions.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might be ranked second, although I think they've just lost back-to-back games. Kansas and Duke are playing right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to go down there and tune in.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that one because those are two good. That I don't know if you've paid much attention, but Duke's got that kid Cooper Flagg. Boy's a stud. They think he's going to be the number 1 pick next year.
Oh wow!
But he's good. He's good. You would never expect it by looking at him, but he's a good ball player. They've been talking about him for a while, and I think he did something with the Olympic or pros last year or this off season, and played well. Like I said, it's clear he's going to be a good player.
Okay.
So, yeah, I have to check that out. That's on ESPN right now. So, yeah.
All right. Is that it?
Well, we were going to talk about our top 5 heavyweights this week. You didn't think about it, did you?
I didn't.
Well, you go ahead and
But
put some thought into it. I got mine.
Okay.
All right. Number 5 might shock you. But for 5 heavyweights, I've actually got Tyson Fury.
What?
I've got Tyson Fury, top 5. He's number 5.
Man, you joking?
Nope. Sure ain't. Sure ain't.
Oh goodness.
I mean, we can't include people we ain't seen. So, like I said,
Okay. All right. Whoever is listening, you can talk about him, but you can't put your hands on him. Don't touch him. Okay. Don't touch him. He's a good friend of mine. Don't touch him. Okay. But say whatever you like.
we're gonna have to have a conversation about this, Jeff. Tyson Fury is good. Number 4, I've got Evander Holyfield.
Okay.
Number 3, I've got Vladimir Klitschko. Number 2, I've got Lennox Lewis. And my number 1 heavyweight is Mike Tyson. I would have loved to have seen Mike Tyson fight Lennox Lewis in his prime. Instead, towards the end of his career.
Yeah, when Mike Tyson was in his prime, no, Lennox Lewis really wasn't an impressive fighter.
Nope. Like I said, they fought each other way too late. I think it would have been a different story. I think Tyson got to the point where he didn't really care anymore. You know what I mean? He wasn't the when he came up, he was that kid who had nothing, who had to fight to survive, and he was, as they called him, the baddest man on the planet. And then once he shot to stardom and won the title, and then started chasing women and drugs and stuff like that, and that's when he kind of lost everything, which they say happens to champions a lot anyway. They don't have that hunger or desire anymore. They've got it. So I see that with champions in all the sports. So those champions that are able to make 10, 15 title defenses, you got to kind of give them some respect. But to me, in his prime, I don't know that there was anybody better than Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, not Tyson Fury.
Ooh. This is kind of tough because you don't want me to include people that we didn't see.
Right. Yeah, if we included people that we hadn't seen, I'd probably include a bunch of different ones because I've seen them fight. I just didn't see them fight live. You know what I mean?
Okay, but we seen Foreman fight live.
I did, but when I saw him, he wasn't. I mean, it was the back from retirement one. I mean, you can include him if you want to. I mean, you can include him. I'm not counting that Foreman, but the foreman of
yeah, I got you. I got you.
I mean, I wouldn't yell at you if you picked him, but
I know that. Yeah, that makes it tough. But I think Riddick Bowe is better than Fury. I'll put Riddick Bowe at 5.
I'm not mad at that pick. Riddick Bowe is one of the ones I was considering.
Yeah, I'll put him at 5. 4. Oh man. Yeah, I should have put some more thought into this. But I'm gonna put Riddick Bowe at 5. I'm gonna put Lennox Lewis at 4. I'm gonna put Holyfield. Man, Holyfield may be number 2. Man, God, dog. I'm having trouble finding that 3, but I refuse to put Tyson Fury in there.
Why? What do you have against Tyson Fury?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, what do you have against Tyson Fury?
I mean, he beat up on that on the dude that claimed he's a boxer. What's his name? And Tyson Fury whooped him twice, 3 times?
Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, Wilder, that clown. Man, I'm missing somebody, man. I'm missing somebody. I'm trying to. You know what? My top 4 is Riddick Bowe, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and Mike Tyson. I know Foreman was old. I think the last time he fought was against Michael Moore. Remember when he knocked out Michael Moore?
Yeah. Which is impressive because he was 45 years old when he did that.
Was that his age? He was 45 at the time?
It is, but it's funny because he looked way older. I mean, to me, I would have guessed he would have been in his mid-50s, but yeah.
Wow. And Michael Moore was the up-and-coming. He was good. Michael Moore was a good fighter.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, because I have Muhammad Ali, the number 1. You know, for me, he's number 1. But it's kind of tough when we break it down to. But I like that though. When we say this, you know, just name the fighters that you've seen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Year in and year out. So I enjoy that. So it makes me think more.
Right. Still struggling, huh?
I'm still struggling.
It's funny when
when you said Tyson Fury, I'm just like, man, is it that bad for heavyweight since we've been watching boxing?
I do think boxing is dying. I do think boxing is dying. The heavyweights.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, some of the lower weights are still pretty strong, but I heard just recently they said Terrence Crawford has agreed to whatever demands Canelo was making to fight at like 168. I mean, I don't think they've officially agreed to a fight, but I'd still really love to see Canelo and Bud Crawford fight.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when you think of the big heavyweights right now, so like the main ones are Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, who's now kind of fallen off, losing those 3 to Helm, and then he got knocked out cold by that Zhang or whatever his name is. Like, I don't know if you saw that or not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think they were setting up. He was setting up to fight another big name, either like Anthony Joshua or something like that, and then he got knocked out. and then Anthony Joshua just got knocked out by somebody too. So it's like it's kind of coming down to where okay, all those big names there's not that superstar anymore. But like I said, then Tyson Fury got beat by Alexander Usyk, but he's good. But I felt like Tyson Fury was playing. He was winning that fight, and they started playing with him, and then got caught. And then, I mean, he didn't get knocked out or anything, but he ended up losing the decision. But I think they're set to fight each other again, maybe next month. But nobody cares about it. I mean, that's the biggest fight in the heavyweight division right now. Nobody cares about it. So that's what I mean. It's not the days of old. It's not the days of old. I
mean,
which is sad. But
yeah, it is what it is.
Yep, I'd love to see somebody else step up, but yeah, it's not looking good for the heavyweight division. You see, the thing is, like I said, I don't love Tyson Fury. He's kind of obnoxious. He talks a lot of trash. He's not an exciting fighter to watch. I mean, other than he usually doesn't knock people out. He usually just outboxes them. He outpoints them. Although he knocked out Wilder. But, you know, and it's funny because they were all talking all sorts of stuff about Wilder, about how he's the hardest puncher ever, and he would have beat Tyson in his prime, and all this stuff, most feared heavyweight ever, and then he gets embarrassed the last couple fights.
I hate when these players say what they would have did to the fighters or players, what they would have did. Take care of what you in front of now. Right. You know, like Ja Morant, you know, he was saying that he would have cooked Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Dude, can you cook these players now? Why don't you say you'll cook LeBron or somebody? But talk about somebody that's playing now. Which I know he probably would cook LeBron, right? But still, I mean, it's you got a long list of players to go through before you start talking about Michael Jordan.
You know, though, it's funny because, you know, him and LeBron do kind of have a little bit of a rivalry right now. I don't know if you saw earlier in the year, they were kind of going back and forth with each other about, like, doing the too small signal to each other. But, Ja went and did something. I don't know if he made a dunk or something, but then he went and pointed down on the floor and, like, did too small. And this LeBron got mad, and he ended up doing the same thing to him later. But then it was like a little bit later, made a shot, and then went and chest bumped him. And I said, it's funny. It's funny. So I actually kind of like Ja for that. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have that mentality though. That I would have cooked him. I don't mind it. If it's a question when they ask, hey, would you have done this? I don't mind that. If he's just bringing it up, I would have cooked Jordan. I don't like that as much. But if somebody says, hey, if you would have done this against Jordan, how would you have done? And that's how I think it was brought up. And I think he kind of said that afterwards, too. That's my mentality. I feel like I would cook anybody. So, like I said, Anthony Edwards kind of said the same thing. I feel like I could cook anybody. But they're not just coming out saying, hey, I'm better than Jordan was. I'd have cooked him. They're not coming out like that.
Well, I mean, he did make the comment that nobody has skill back when Jordan was playing. He said he said Jordan was the only one that had any type of skill.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my
silly.
God.
That's silly talk.
Yeah, man. But, you know,
right. Oh man, are we just getting old, Jeff?
I think so.
Yeah. Do you think this is the kind of conversations that every generation ends up having? Like, do you think these people were when Jordan and Magic were coming up? Do you think the Kareems and the Wilts and the Oscar Robertsons were like, you guys are crazy? You know what I mean?
No, I don't think. I think these type of conversations they happen more now than then.
Yeah. Do you think it's because of social media and the internet and all that kind of stuff?
I just think that this generation is just different. Yeah, social media may have something to do with it, but we always, when I was in school, it wasn't I mean, everybody knew Jordan, how good Jordan was. It wasn't, we wasn't, people didn't have to plead their case to,
Right.
about Jordan. I mean, it was just like, okay, he the best player right now. It wasn't, man, Jordan way better than what, whoever was, Oscar Robertson and this and that. We wasn't having those type of conversations. We just said how good they were. Jordan always gave, the people before him credit, on how good they were. And
You're right. You're right. Now that I'm thinking about that, yeah, we never had GOAT conversations back then. It was all after Jordan. It was all
yeah,
after Jordan. Once Jordan left, it was ever since then. It's been who's going to be the next Jordan. Like I said, it was Kobe, and then I mean Tracy McGrady's name was in there at one time. Grant Hill's name was in there. Oh, he's going to be the next Jordan. Penny
Vince
Hardaway's going to be the
Carter.
next Jordan. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We didn't have these kind of conversations back then. You're right.
No, it was.
I think the media fuels it too, though. I mean, the media needs that next hot story, and I mean, the media loves the whole LeBron versus Jordan debate. I mean, the media loves it. I mean, anytime you post anything about LeBron James, it gets views. So that helps everybody in the media.
I think some of these. I think another thing that does it. You just said it. It's the media. All these, because we didn't have all of these debate shows and stuff like back then, like we have now. So they need something to talk about, to keep the show going. It was back then. It was just Sports Center.
Yeah.
And then you had NBA Inside stuff on Saturday mornings. We used to get up and watch that, and I mean that would just show all of the highlights and stuff throughout the week, and the dunks, and that was it was more fun. And now it's just all about this GOAT thing, and
I think you're right. I think you're onto something there. Because like I said, now it's just 24/7 media coverage of everything, so people need things to talk about. And like I said, there's so many of those media personalities that throw stuff out there literally just to get clicks or get reactions.
Right, absolutely.
So yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Like now that you're talking about it, like I said, the GOAT talk didn't start until towards the end of Jordan's career and afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. And we all feed right into it.
Yeah.
Just like they want us to. Well,
all right, man. I gotta get going. We like I said before, we getting ready for family that's coming in tomorrow for the holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. This is my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Out of the year, Thanksgiving is my favorite.
I love anything that I eat at. Like I said, I'm with you. It's one of my favorites too. I love throwing down on some food. So, yeah. Well, you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, and tell the old lady we miss her and we said hi, and hopefully she has a happy Thanksgiving as well. Hopefully your family has a great happy Thanksgiving, and we'll get on here next week.
All right, everybody. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Be sure to check us out on all of the platforms. Comment, like, subscribe, share. that's about it. That's all I got. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there that's listening.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Go Blue. Go Lions.
Yeah, man. It's just go for me.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Peace and love.